Hi, this is part two of the White Belt Toolbox Control. So, if you've watched the previous episode, we talked about the four-step program, and I mentioned a lot about control. So, you'll learn a lot about control positions in Jiu-Jitsu when you're on top. There'll be positions such as scaffold, side to control, mount, rear mount, north-south. Um, Essentially, they all follow the same kind of idea, is that I'm trying to get into your armpits as much as I can. The more into your armpits I get, the more control over you I have. I'm just putting different parts of my body into your armpits. So when you first see side control, it will usually be you're holding on to the head and arm, and your hips are in their armpit. So my arm is through their armpit on this side, and my hips on the other side. When you first start seeing mount, especially high mount, I'm trying to get as much up into their armpits with my knees as I can and sit on their chest. With rear mount or back control, my legs are wrapped around their hips as high as I can up into their armpits, and I have one arm through their armpit and one over their shoulder in a seatbelt control. So it's always about controlling their armpits. The more armpit control I have, the more control I have in general. So when you're first learning any of those positions, try and make sure you've always got contact in their armpits. If you are finding their armpits closed and their elbows quite far down, your control is going to be less. Try and reclaim that armpit control before you kind of carry on with your plans. Those are major control positions. There are also minor control positions, which we'll refer to them as in here, which will be featured more in the joint lock episode. So please hang around for that one. Another part of control is spine alignment. By that, I mean whenever someone's spine is completely aligned, if you imagine like weightlifting, I can lift more. The second my spine is out of alignment, that strength goes massively down. Not completely gone, but massively down. So I'm always trying to take someone's spine out of alignment. So either their neck or their chin or their legs. I'm trying to have something face the wrong way. This also factors into when people try and roll over, and I talked about this on the four-step program one, where people only reclaim their mobility when they can turn to their front. For someone to turn to their front, their arms, legs, and head all have to go in the same direction. If one of those doesn't, they can't get upright. So if you imagine, if I try and roll this way and my neck is facing over here, I can't do it without breaking my own neck. If my legs are facing that way and I try and do it, I can't do it. And if my head and my legs are facing that way and my arms are over here, again, I can't do it. So when you're getting control over someone and you're up in their armpits, try and, especially when like top controls like mount or side control, try and put one of those three places at least in a different direction. If you can, put two of them in separate directions. So put their arms one way and their head the other way. And that's going to make it so they can't go one because something's limiting them, and they can't go the other because another thing's limiting them. And that'll increase your ability to control them. Next is pressure. The more of you which is on the floor, the less weight is on them, and the more your weight is spread out across like the contact that you have over them, the less pressure you're going to be given from a scientific perspective. So if you imagine a like coin, like a nickel or penny or wherever you're from, a euro, and like a thumbtack that you like push into a cork wallboard to like hold up posters or something. If I was to push both of those into that cork board, which one's going to pierce it? It's the thumbtack, because that has a tinier point that's going to be driving in, even though I'm delivering the exact same amount of push behind them. It's the exact same with you on the floor. The human body is filled with corners, so knees, hips, elbows, shoulders. If I try and focus my weight as much as I can onto those corners, that's a lot more pressure into them. If I try and just connect with my core, my torso, my abdomen, that weight's spread out. So if you're trying to increase the amount of control you have over them, and increase how much your weight matters, try and focus it onto the sharp points onto them. So weight off the floor, weight onto them. Those aspects there will give you better control over someone. So to recap, into the armpits, spinal alignment, take it out completely. Especially if you're a lot smaller, get into their chin and like push their chin up. Especially from somewhere like Mount, you completely take away a lot of their strength. You'll see some stuff like shoulder of justice or cross facing or something. That's essentially the same thing. You don't have to like crush their head to do this, but just push it to the side and keep it there. You'll come across people who want to crush it, but you don't have to. I don't much. And pressure, focus your weight onto the sharp points of your body, into them to hold them down. In a future episode, we'll be looking at minor control positions and how to stop all those things happening to you as well. But this has been Control. Thank you for your time.